has come. For 300 years, we prepared, we grew stronger. While you rested in your cradle of power.
Woo! People are getting mad today because of the box office upset. In the Heights loses to A Quiet Place Part 2. It only made $11.4 million in its box office weekend bow. Not very good. And people are dragging this movie on Twitter. There's two things going on with this movie. The first one being that it didn't do well, which I promise is going to bring all kinds of articles, and we'll get into that. Because, well, for one, they're going to say, well, why didn't people go see this movie? Is it because they're not ready yet, or they're racist? You know that's coming. I'm going to say, why didn't white people go see In the Heights? I'm not a huge musical fan. There's your number one reason why I didn't go see In the Heights. I'm not a big musical fan. There's a couple I like. That's about it. Quiet Place Part 2, a more appealing movie to a much, much bigger demographic. And it's a follow-up that's getting good reviews to a movie that's well-liked. That's why A Quiet Place Part 2 is doing so well. And this is the second week that it's in number one, I believe. But either way, it's doing bad. As you can see here, Warner Brothers In the Heights sang off key in its box office debut, opening with $11.4 million, well below expectations, and putting the musical at number 2 behind Holdover: A Quiet Place 2. In a surprise upset. I'm not surprised. Wasn't most of the advertising for In the Heights about like it being woke and how it's diverse and all of this stuff? That's not marketing that works. Stop trying to appeal to Twitter. Stop going to Twitter and saying, hey, it's got everything you like. Why don't you come watch it? Because you know what? 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work. So the excuses are flying. The excuses are flying. Apparently, HBO Max is being blamed. Sorry, but HBO Max isn't the reason that it's doing well. There's so many movies. Hell, we can just go straight to the big dog. Kong versus Godzilla. That movie almost made $1 billion, or $500 million, or whatever the final tally was. I did plenty of videos on it. That movie was quite successful, and it was an HBO Max. So was Mortal Kombat. So don't run around and try to say HBO Max is the reason that this movie failed. It's not. It's not. But these are the big headlines. Quite upset that the movie didn't do well, and I'm going to show you some of the reactions on Twitter. This isn't the only reason, by the way, that the movie's getting dragged. It's also getting dragged because, well, you guessed it, it's not woke enough. John M. Chu and In the Heights actors address colorism in the film's casting. So the film is also getting dragged because it didn't have these types of people or these groups of people. It didn't represent this other group of people. It's not enough. So now the tone of the skin isn't on par for what they want. It's never, ever enough, and it never will be. This film is full of diversity. But it does not matter because, well, they didn't include this group. Where was this other group? You didn't have this. You didn't have that. It's never enough. And it never will be. So let's head over to the old Twitter and see lots and lots of salty takes here. Like this one. In the Heights is getting dragged all over the timeline, as it should. The eraser of dark-skinned Afro-Latinx folks in a musical film set in Washington Heights, NYC, a black Dominican neighborhood, is colorist and racist. So that's the other big take. And then there's, of course, people upset that it's being torn into shreds. A lot of people going on about the box office right here, saying, okay, well, they're saying it made 20 million prediction for it. And, Mamma Mia got 27.8. But here's the thing. This is the day of we're out here to prove that being woke isn't going to go broke. So the fact that the movie didn't do that well is damaging to a lot of these opinions. Like this one. Why do we keep letting white media and white Hollywood tell us what matters? In the Heights spent 10 years trying to be made because of these ridiculous box office talks, but it's here and it's a gift. Our stories do not have to be embraced by white Americans to be a success. Well, you do need to make money to be a success, and that doesn't seem like this movie's doing it. And it's not just white people talking about it. As you can see, most of Twitter is dragging it because it didn't have the right skin tone of people in it or something. I don't know. I didn't watch it, and I'm not going to watch it. But I definitely enjoy a good trash fire, and that's exactly what this is turning into, because all kinds of people are salty about the box office, and it's only a matter of time until they start saying, well, I didn't know racist white people go see it. I guarantee you're going to see that article this week. It's for sure going to happen, and that's going to be hilarious. And then, of course, we're still going to have these people. There's going to be all kinds of big essays and stuff released about why this movie didn't have A, B, and C. And, we'll be here to laugh at it. But absolutely funny. All kinds of stuff. Dark-skinned Afro-Latinx actors are put into boxes where they can't even audition for Latinx roles. I'm so proud of being heck, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when we are literally written out of our own narrative of our own community's stories because we weren't in the room. So this movie is going to get dragged hard for weeks and weeks. And, I don't know. I can say is, why don't you focus on telling a good story instead of trying to hit certain boxes, and you won't have these problems because you can never please the people of Twitter. It's just a fact. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.